I am just going to do a little bit of a voiceover over this video because my audio on the actual footage was garbage. So these are some of the foods that I'm having. Those are just the perennials. This was just me walking through the yard. This is a pistachio. This was everything was breaking dormancy. It is now June and everything is in full bloom. This is not even recognizable as it was then. You wouldn't even believe the growth that has happened since then. That was a pomegranate. This is a peach. And it's so tiny in this video, and this was only 3 months ago, or yeah, 3 months ago, and it is had put on so much growth since then. So I'm hoping to do another video pretty soon. Sorry for the panning, that's hard to see. This is my Anna apple, and it's got some flowers on there. Never amounted to anything, but they are beautiful. Hopefully by next year it will pollinate with some of the other trees. They just were not close enough to each other. This is the female pistachio, the other one was the male, and hoping the wind will come through and pollinate that one. This apple tree here to the right is Fuji apple. This here is a Bonanza peach, dwarf variety. It's got the funniest little peaches on there right now, right in that middle spot. Two that are right next to each other, kind of growing into kind of a conjoined tree. That used to be a tree there, a peach tree. Hasn't amounted to anything. That was grapes that have since died. Another grape, blackberries, and then raspberries on the end there. Then we have a variety of peppers, and now along the back I also have cucumbers and grapes. This is in the front. It's really funny to see this right now. Right now it's totally just sunflowers. You can't even see these anymore. These were two almond trees, dwarf variety, and I put the sunflowers all around just to provide shade for it, but ultimately I think it was too much shade, and they're still alive. I did the scratch test, but yeah, we'll see what happens when the sunflowers die, because they might just grow up right there. I was gonna say something there about my hand. I was gonna have the rainwater maybe falling from the roof down into the little basin that I made, but it's off the street. So okay, so this is where I was talking about putting an inlet from the street to collect rainwater from the road, and I'm hoping to expand that basin at some point. This is where I have my flowers, my perennial flowers. It's kind of the entrance to the garden, and then now I have, those are all peas, which is now, that's a blueberry grape. Then I have blackberries, which are kind of done at this point, but we got about, I don't know, 50 off of there. My grapes are all green and producing grapes now, but that's the Thompson grape. This right here is an apricot tree, which is really just starting to break dormancy in this video. Then I've since created a little plot right here. That apricot died. Yeah, that apricot died. And then this is a dwarf Granny Smith apple, and that is hollyhocks, which is now like 8 feet tall in amazing abundance. This is a pink lady apple tree that's on my compost pile. Oop, I don't know what that was. I planted a fall raspberry in there, but I think it may have died also. This is my strawberry patch. Really proud of it. I got so many strawberries this spring. April, May. April, May I got a ton. I'm gonna put more strawberries along that on the right side. I was just kind of conditioning the soil. They're kind of in a a sad state right now, but they'll be back in the fall for some more harvest then. That's what happened last year. Right now this whole area is covered with sunflowers, hardly recognizable. This is in front of the porch, as you can see. I have raspberries in there planted last year. They're coming up. I was really proud, really excited about them. They have not only not produced, but they're looking really sad. And I was just recounting in this video how excited I was for raspberries, and unfortunately they didn't really amount to anything. So maybe next year, who knows. This is the trellis that my husband built, and the grapes are going over, and then the goal is to have them hanging from the top, and then we can pick them from the top. Now in this bed, I've since expanded it. This is peppers and strawberries, and more peppers and more strawberries, but now there's a bunch of other stuff in there, so basically ignore that. I will go over it in another video soon. This is a desert willow, another desert willow, and then there's grapes along the fence that you can't even see. This is a fig tree, and then there's some cardboard over there. I actually dug that up. Some potatoes. In this bed there's asparagus, which we didn't really get very much of this year, but it's still alive and thriving. I expanded this bed. This is a white mulberry tree. It has finally started producing fruit, and early in the season I was eating it too prematurely, and then finally later in the season I found some that were ripe, and it was incredible. Really good flavor. This is my worm bin. I don't think I talked too much about that, but this is the worm castings from food scraps just from our house, and beautiful black gold. There's some roly-polies in there. So it's not fully finished, but I like to put it in the garden with a little bit of food for the worms, just in case there's a cocoon left over in there or something. I usually go through and take all the worms out and put them back into the worm bed, but this is like the first step of processing. Look at those beauties. There's even a cocoon in there. So my black gold, that's the only way I'm able to do any of this gardening in the desert. Worm castings. This is inside the worm, the sub pod. It's layers of leaves and food scraps. It's all kind of mixed together at this point, but I'm basically trying to show you, I think, that this is the before, and then that was the after. This all will turn into that black gold. I collected leaves and food scraps from some of the neighbors, and there's worms in there. You can see them. They're all thriving and eating and making my soil, helping me build the soil. If you're a little squeamish about worms and all the life that comes within the soil, please turn away, or you can move on to another video. This is just me showing some of the roly-polies and the worms in action, and just this is full of life. There's so much going on, and there's so much bacteria and little microscopic life in there making my soil. Thanks for watching.